Hey you guys, welcome to Magic the Chattering. I'm Alvin.
And I'm Fat Ye.
So first up, the winner of our last week's Spartan Giveaway is Obi Spawn.
Congratulations to Obi Spawn. He wins RM15 ringgit in Spartan credits.
Yeah, and thanks for watching our videos, Obi Spawn. I mean, you're the only one who wants it, so I'm thinking you're the only one who's actually watching. But
Dad and my mom.
nevertheless. Oh, your mom.
Yeah. She watches everything.
Alright, so we are just freshly off the Battle for Zendikar pre-release.
Awesome weekend.
I loved it.
I mean, I've been playing Magic for like 20 years, and I've said this was one of the more fun pre-releases that I went to.
Yeah, it was, man. I mean, all the haymakers as well. And I'm especially happy for, reasons I will not go into on camera.
Obscene.
So, first up, well, since we are talking about the BFZ pre-release, let us start with the Battle for Zendikar limited archetypes.
Yep, there's 10 archetypes that you can go into when you're either playing sealed deck or draft for Battle for Zendikar.
And let's take this as a tip for the upcoming release weekend as well.
Yeah.
And the upcoming drafts that you'll be going into. First up, which is my favorite, is the blue-black ingest archetype.
That's nice.
Where the key cards would be stuff like culling drone, salvaging drone, sludge crawlers.
Yeah, the 1/1 ones, yeah.
And misintruders.
My favorite is the 3-mana guy, Benthic Infiltrator.
Oh, Benthic Infiltrator as well.
Obscene.
And going from there and then going into the processors, which come out on the 5th, 6th, and 7th turn. It's a really, really good archetype, and it's very, very strong. Next up, we have the black-red devoid archetype as well. Headlined by stuff like culling drone again, or forerunner of slaughter, where you have a lot of small, aggressive, high-powered creatures backed by a lot of removal. Yep. I mean, black has a ton of removal in this set. It has complete disregard. Red has touch of the void.
Yeah,
so,
both also exiles, i.e. helping your processors.
Yeah, it works into their processors as well.
Yeah.
And next up we have white-red allies.
Oh, this is one of my more favorite archetypes.
A very, very aggressive archetype. You have stuff like the 3/1 core that can't be blocked by
Core Castigator, yeah.
You have the Chasm Guide that gives all of them haste. You have the 4/3 Minotaur that gives them trample.
Yeah.
And then you have like the 5-drop 4/4 Menace guy, that is another like ally trigger as well. So. And to round out the aggressive archetypes, we have red-green landfall. They had stuff like Akum Stonewaker, which was a 2-mana 2/1, and if you landfall, you can pay 3 to get a 3/1 trample haste elemental that exiles at the end of the turn.
It's pretty solid. It makes an elemental, yeah.
And of course, you can back that up with stuff like the Makindi
Slide
Runner, Scythe Leopard, your favorite. And Snarling Gnarlid. Going into the mid-range archetypes, one of the favorite ones as well was white-green allies.
Cool.
Which actually work towards, Growth Tender, Druids, bringing out 1/1 plant. You would also finish up with, Tajuru Beastmaster or Tajuru Warcaller, which just pumps up your creatures and just swing for the win.
Warcaller is such a beating, man.
Next up in our mid-range is Black-Green Sacrifice.
Ooh.
So you have stuff like Catacomb Sifter.
Yep.
You have Zulaport Cutthroat. This is the ones where you come out with a lot of Eldrazi Scions. You have Eyeless Watcher.
Yep.
You have the Brood Monitor that comes out with Scions, and then you go into the bigger Eldrazi's. You get your 8/9s, you get your 7/5s. It's a good draft archetype though.
Of course.
So you really have to have the cards for it.
Next
and
up.
The last one to round up the mid-range is Black-White Lifelink. Headed by stuff like Drana, Emissary, Calastria Healer, the Serene Stalwart as well.
Again, another thing that you would have to have a
Yeah. And this is a good draft. It's a draft archetype. Can't really see it in
sealed deck. If you
deck.
don't get enough copies of it, you can't pull it off. Yeah.
And the other thing I noticed as well, in sealed deck, you can't really play 3 colors and spread yourself too thin.
You could if you have Converge.
Which goes into our controlling archetype, starting with blue-green Converge.
pretty sick.
Yeah. So the reason it's blue-green is because most of the converge spells are in blue-green.
Yep.
Blue-green also has most of the fixing for converge. You know, blue has the card draw, green has the land fixing. It is headlined, you know, by natural connection, brilliance, spectrum.
Oh, what about that flying elf, Converge X?
Still not my favorite, but again, it's a 2 mana, 2/2, 3 mana, 3/3, 4 mana, 4/4.
And the Tajuru Wanderer, the one that becomes a 3/4, you know,
Yes.
she's pretty strong.
So the next up in control is Blue-White Skies, which was a favorite.
Blue-White Skies, okay.
Yeah. Blue-White Skies, although their key mechanic is actually Awaken. Yeah, so you have stuff like Royal Spout, which is a beating. I mean, it is basically a time walk.
It's such a tempo play, yeah.
Yeah. And you also have other stuff like Ghostly Sentinel. This is a 5-cost, 3/3 flying vigilance guy. That's a beating as well. And you finish it up with spells like Coastal Discovery, draw 2 cards, Awaken, or prevent all damage, Awaken, or destroy type creature, Awaken. There's a lot of good Awaken spells in this archetype.
So it's a very grindy,
Yeah,
18 lands
it's
kind
more control-ish. I mean, despite the name Blue-White Skies, it is a very control-ish archetype.
Okay.
And you do finish off with your flares. And finishing it up is our Blue-Red Eldrazi, which I feel is one of the weaker archetypes because it probably does not have the reach for it.
What's so blue-red about the Eldrazi's? Besides the Herald of Kozilek, right?
Exactly. The issue is that it has to be built around the Herald of Kozilek. It's probably even better in draft than it is in sealed.
You see, the thing with the red Eldrazi is they don't have ingest. They don't make tokens like the green ones. So they're
But they're the ones who are more focused on colorless spells. So you have like Molten Nursery, you have like the File Aggregate. That's how the blue-red archetype builds itself around. Again, it's a better archetype for draft.
Of course, yeah.
So any other thoughts for Battle for Zendikar?
I can't wait to draft BFZ this weekend.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, we've got like 10 different archetypes. All 10 of them are actually pretty strong in draft. I really can't wait for draft, really can't wait for sealed as well. So stay tuned to Spartan Games Arena BFZ release this weekend.
This Friday, yeah.
Yeah. And the start of the Battle for Zendikar League this Sunday. So next up, we have Battle for Zendikar Standard. So talking about Battle for Zendikar Standard, I heard it is dead.
Well, if you look at Battle for Zendikar, everybody thinks just about mid-range and control. The rumors that raid is dead is not true.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because if you think about it, Martin Dang's Pro Tour winning Red Green Tokens deck is still around. Let's have a look at the deck list.
Oh, it looks kind of complete.
Yeah, it didn't really get anything much from BFZ. Effectively, we just added 4 Cinderglades to the deck list. And when people think that all the red burn spells are gone, think again. There's at least 16 burn spells here.
Yeah, I mean, there is no Stoke the Flames, there's no Lightning Strike.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, we have so many burn spells, I'm not even playing Exquisite Firecraft.
That's how strong reds burn.
Not really. This deck is all about going wide. Therefore, I feel Collateral Damage is a better, damage output spell than Exquisite Firecraft is. The deck's based around Goblin Piledriver and the 8 token-making Goblin spells that you have. Besides that, there's also Swift Spears, Goblin Glory Chasers, and 16 burn spells. That's it. It's a very simple deck. When you play this deck, option 1 is always to go all in, attack a command, turn 4, turn 5, win. But when you're fighting decks with like Languish, decks with Virulent Plagues, you want to ration your threats so that you don't just get blown out by like one pot wipe.
So, if you're going the aggro route, does this deck have any other competitor?
Well, if you think about it, Magic Origins also introduced a lot of white cards, which is suddenly relevant now that Heroic is gone. Let's have a look at this deck list.
Well, it's funny that you're talking about mono white, since Devotion is gone as well.
Well,
but it's gained a lot from Battle for Zendikar.
It's gained a lot. I have to say, Gideon, Ally of Zendikar, and Stasis Snare puts this deck above the top, above the rest. If you look at this deck, it's playing effectively 11 Crusade effects. 4 Consul's Lieutenant, 4 Gideon, and 3 Anafenza King 3 Spirit. That's pretty strong. To take advantage of these 12 Crusade effects, it has a very, low mana curve where you're playing 11 1-drops. The idea is you want to go turn 1, 2-1, second turn, put in Sandstone Bridge, come into play, tap, cast another 2-1, swing. So this is very straightforward. Cast a creature beat, oh, get a Crusade effect, buff everybody up. The 4 Gideons is your way to overcome bot sweepers in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, and for Gideons, like, usually you won't play 4 off of Planeswalker, but I think Gideon works with himself in the sense in that, you can just like put him down, like kill him off just for a Crusade effect immediately.
Yeah.
Next turn you can put down the other Gideon.
It's kind of weird, like I'm playing 7 Gideons in a sense because I have like 3 Kitions and 4 Gideons. There might come a time where your Kition has changed into a Gideon and then you have a 4-mana Gideon in your hand. A little bit janky there. So I guess further playing, might make me shave the 4 Gideons down to maybe like 3 copies, I guess.
Could be.
Yeah.
Right, so now we also have a new archetype.
Yeah. The third one is the jankiest of them all. It's red-green landfall. It looks like a draft deck. Let's have a look.
Yes. I personally am not sold on this deck. I do not see how it can compete. The thing is, because landfall has been severely dumbed down, and this is like, if you're gonna use that analogy, it's like, yeah, you used to like break the record, but now everyone's like running 100 meters at 18, 18 seconds.
These guys can't compare to Step Links and Plated Geopit from the first time we win Zendikar. I mean, I guess in the future league, they were testing these guys as a +2/+2 whenever they landfall, and it got too broken to the point that nobody played Abzan. So they had to power it down.
Yeah.
Even then, just check it out, man. I mean, you have Skyf Leopard, Makindi Slide Runner, Snapping Gnarlid, and my favorite, Undergrowth Champion. That's like 16 landfall guys. You're playing 12 fetches just to take advantage of this shit.
Yeah, and 12 fetches equals to 12 life.
You're the beatdown deck, bro. Life means nothing. Life is a resource. Plus, you're playing 8 spells that allows you to play an extra land every single turn. That's 4 Swell of Growth and 4 Ataka Command. In a deck with 12 fetches, that's pretty obscene.
That is.
Also, when you have so many fetch lands in your graveyard, what are you going to do with it? Delve it for Becoming Mans. With 8 Tramplers, 4 Makini Slide Runners, and 4 Mana Gorja Hydra, your opponents might just die from a Becoming Mans.
Well, I really have to say that the deck does look janky. I feel it's janky, but I am willing to be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, last week we said Converse suck.
So that's it for this week's Magic the Chattering. Stay tuned to our next episode every Thursday.
What do you think of the 3 aggro decks discussed today? Leave us a comment in the comment section below.
And don't forget, we have the Battle for Zendikar release party this Friday at Spartan Games Arena, and the Battle for Zendikar League this Sunday. So see you there. And of course, as usual, like us and subscribe. This is Alvin.
And I'm Fat Ye.
Yeah, signing off. Oh, where's your glasses?
Oh, and I'm Fat Ye.
Shall we take that one again?
No, I'm okay with that.
Alright. No, I think we'll take that one again.
What the